You must have been surprised when I asked you to meet me without Matthew. No, I wasn't. Well, actually, I was. I didn't know what you wanted to talk to me about when I received your text. Of course. Well, I don't think there really isn't anything to be that surprised about. Well, Matthew introduced me to you for the first time yesterday. I was already really nervous yesterday because it's nerve-wracking meeting your significant other's parents for the first time, especially on the topic of marriage. So when you texted me, asking to meet me again today without him, I started panicking. I thought that I said something or did something wrong to upset you. You must have been really worried then. Even though I already said that I approved your marriage. I'm not the type of person to go back on my word. I assure you that I've never gone that far to taunt somebody like that before. Yes, ma'am. I didn't mean to put you in that light. I was just preparing for the absolute worst possible situation. Well, Brittany, the reason why I called to meet with you is because I wanted you to make a written agreement for something. A written agreement? What for? Just warning you that it'll probably sound really weird when I explain it. But it's something that you absolutely positively have to promise to and uphold. If you do, then I'll be absolutely 100% on board with you and Matthew getting married. What kind of promise do you want me to make? Especially as a written agreement. To put it bluntly, Brittany, there's a huge difference between you and my son. Well, I am sure that you're inclined to agree with that, correct? Yes? Oh, yeah, I guess there's a difference between us. My son has a solid, reliable career as a doctor. Yes. And you work in the health systems department for a pharmacy, which is still a good job, I'm sure. But there's a different reason as to why I approved of your marriage yesterday. Do you know what I'm talking about? Excuse me? I don't think that I know what you're insinuating or referring to. Well, you don't seem like someone that would rudely interrupt and throw in her own 2 cents when her mother-in-law is talking. And you seem like a calm, kind, and gentle woman. My son even told me that you wouldn't even hurt a fly when he was talking about you before he introduced you to me. Ah, thank you. And so, I thought that you wouldn't make a bad daughter-in-law. So that's why I happily approved and gave both of you my blessing. While I do welcome you into our family wholeheartedly, there's still something that I must ask you about, which is why I asked you to come over without him. What did you want to ask me? Well, since you're getting married to my son, I think that you need to make sure that you're cultivating your relationship, if you know what I'm getting at. You need to promise me that you'll do it only 4 times a month. If you can't keep that promise, then I won't let you two get married. Quite simple, right? It's easy enough that I don't expect you to have any trouble following. I don't know about all of this. My son is quite weak, you see. I guess? If you compare him to bodybuilders or people who work out a lot, I guess he's not super strong. It's not good for him to run out of energy. He gets tired and worn out quite easily. Huh? I don't think I've ever seen him like that before, though. I don't think that's ever happened when he and I've done things. What did you just say? How would you even know that already? It's not what it sounds like, ma'am. You've slept together before, haven't you? Well... Unbelievable! The gall of women these days! How could you be so shameless with talking about that with his very own mother? Anyways, promise me that you'll only do it once a week. I don't really see why I have to. What? You can't go a day without being with a man. Are you that active and deprived? Excuse me? I am not at all what you are insinuating. Well, you're not answering my question. Can you or can't you go a day without being with a man? You can't just go to sleep like a normal person. Excuse me, ma'am. Men need to be active and vital in order for them to live for a long time. But as I said before, My son has always been really weak and scrawny ever since he was a little child. If he gets caught up with you, his body will lose energy even quicker than it usually does. Do you understand? I think so. If a man loses too much energy, then he won't be able to live for very long. Have you really never heard that before? It's quite common knowledge. Or at least back in my day it was. I'm not sure what they're teaching in schools these days. Back in my day, adults made sure to teach us something as important as that so that we would be ready when it came time for marriage. I see. Everything that I'm telling you right now is for your sake, you know. You'll be happy if your husband can live for a long time with good health. Are you still not going to agree to what I'm asking? It's a win-win situation. My son will be happy, you'll be happy, and I'll be happy. I'm sorry, but I think that this kind of concern should really only be between Matthew and I. It'll be really difficult for you if you can't agree to what I'm asking you to do. I'm not someone that you want to make an enemy out of. Kristen, I think you're overstepping your boundaries as a parent. I understand that you love your son and are worried about his health, but this is a serious violation of privacy. What you're basically making me do feels like a violation of human rights and is honestly quite insulting. What are you even saying? Are you joking around with me? A violation of human rights? Are you being serious? No one's holding a gun to your head. Yes, I am being serious. I think that this is something that I need to go home and think about. What do you need to think about? Is it really something that serious that you need to think over? All I'm asking you to do is promise me that you'll only have fun with my son once a week. It's not that big of a deal. No, I'm also talking about whether I want to proceed with marrying him as well. What? Why? Why are you saying that? I also think that I need to talk to Matthew when I get home. What are you going to talk to him about? Well, I'm going to tell him what you called me over to talk about today. I want to know what he thinks about you asking me to be with him only 4 times a month. Brittany, I think that you're a little too grown to be as sensitive as you are. You don't want to be a snowflake, do you? Well, I think that you're not as grown as you think you are. You keep going on and on about this like you're trying to personally attack me. Oh, I'm not attacking you, sweetie. I'm just complimenting you. I just think that you're so glamorous. That's all I mean. Well, I guess I hear that a lot. I'll do my best to take what you say as compliments. Anyways, I'll talk to Matthew about the concerns you raised in our conversation today. I don't think it's something that you should only be talking about with me when he's the other party in question. Anyhow, as per what you've said about my agreement, I've decided to not proceed with the wedding. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. You'll understand what I meant when you have a child of your own. All a parent wants is for their child to live a healthy and happy life. Whenever they're upset, we do our best to make them feel better. After hearing how you feel about what I wanted, perhaps I was being too hasty with my demands. Here, have some tea. You can pretend this conversation never happened. Sweetie, why have you been in such a bad mood ever since you got in the car? Did something happen when you were talking with my mom? Talk with me for a minute here, honey. Why? Is something wrong? I feel like you don't realize how severe this problem is. What are you talking about? I wasn't aware that there was some sort of issue going on. What problem is there that's so severe? Do you think that the relationship you have with your mom is normal? What about my relationship with my mom? When you were sitting on the sofa when we were at your mom's house, why do you sit with your legs spread so widely? Was I? Yeah. You were like that up until an hour or so ago. Really? I didn't know. But why is that strange? Is there something I'm missing? Oh my goodness. Have you not seen the news recently? It's been going around a lot recently. You can look it up. It's called manspreading. There's a lot of cases where people are starting to curse out any guy caught manspreading in public for being inconsiderate to the people sitting next to them. But isn't it weirder for a guy to sit with his legs together? No, not really. Actually, it's been the opposite recently. People are saying that sitting with your legs put together is normal and polite, especially in public spaces. Oh, okay. I'll make sure to sit like that from now on then. But there's an even worse problem than that. What is it? I guess you really have no idea how severe the issue is then if you're really asking me what it is. What's wrong? Is there really something that pressing? Look at this picture I took. I was stunned when I saw what was going on, so I decided to take a picture to make sure I wasn't dreaming everything. That's why I randomly left and went to go wash the dishes. I didn't know what to say or how to react. I took the picture from the kitchen. What is it? I don't see anything wrong. Look right here. You're sitting on the sofa again with your legs spread wide. And what else do you see? Your mom's sitting on the ground right in between your legs. She's sitting in between your legs and cutting fruit. Do you really not think anything weird of this? Oh, I guess it's kind of weird. Have you and your mom always sat like that and watched TV? I don't know. I guess. What do you mean, you guess? It's a yes or no question. How can you not be sure? Well, I just didn't notice until you pointed it out. I can see how it looks strange for a mother and son to be sitting like that. I never thought it was weird since that's just how it's always been. It's really weird. Please be careful to not sit like that with your mom from now on. From now on, no matter where you are, especially if you're out in public, sit with your legs closed. Don't manspread anymore. Sit like that when you're at your mom's house, too. It makes me feel weird when I see you and your mom sitting that close to each other like that. She's practically sitting in your lap. Okay, I'll make sure to be more careful about it since it bothers you a lot. Also, about what we do every weekend. You know, us always going to your mom's house for dinner every weekend. How long do we have to keep doing that for? Let's just keep doing it for another year. You remember when I introduced you to her to ask her for her blessing for us to get married? You already agreed to it when she asked us to. I don't think it's a good idea to go back on it so soon. It was always her and I living together, so she's probably really lonely since I moved out so that we could get married. Where is he? Why isn't he back already? Did he go somewhere? I didn't hear him leave. He said that he wanted to go on a walk after dinner, so I asked him to run some errands while he was out. But he still hasn't come back yet. What kind of errands did you ask him to go do? I just told him to go pick something up from the store. I wonder what's taking him so long. It shouldn't take him this long. Oh, I see. Well, he'll probably come back soon then. He's probably just taking his time while he's out. Well, whatever it is, he'll be back eventually. Come sit down with me and watch TV. We can do the dishes later. No, I think the dishes should be done now. It'll start smelling bad if we let the dishes sit. I can do the dishes, don't worry about it. You can go watch TV. I'll finish the dishes and then come join you. But there's a really good show on right now. What show is it? What is it about? It's about a woman who is infertile and can't give birth, so her mother-in-law treats her horribly. I can't believe that there are still moms who treat their daughters-in-law so terribly in this day and age. I thought that trend died out after my parents' generation. Oh, I see. Honestly, if it were me, and my daughter couldn't give birth, I would have handled the situation a lot more differently. I would have become their surrogate and given birth in place of the daughter-in-law. I don't see why this woman is being so aggressive about her not being able to have a child. There are so many options these days. Excuse me, can you repeat that one more time? You didn't need to look so surprised. Did I say something wrong? I could just get a boyfriend and have a baby for them too. Kristen, no offense, but biologically, wouldn't it be a little bit difficult to have a baby at your age? Well, I'll be. Have you not seen the news article that came out recently? Everyone's been talking about it. There was some woman over the age of 60 gave birth somewhere in Australia. Oh, really? I haven't seen that article yet. It hasn't popped up on my social media yet, I guess. Are you trying to make me out to be some sort of liar or something? Look it up right now. It was an Australian woman who gave birth at the age of 63. I swear that it's real. Hey, Mom. I'm back from the store. What took you so long? You were gone for a while. I was starting to get worried. I took a couple of laps around the neighborhood before coming back. Well, did you get everything I asked you to pick up? Sure did. What did you bring back? Oh, I got this. What kind of child are you, revealing your mom's secrets so easily? Honey, what is that? This? Do you not know what it is? I think I would much rather you ask me to run these types of errands than you asking Matthew to do them. Why? Matthew already knows what pants I need. I really don't think that that's appropriate. Matthew, honey. Yes, what is it? Can you go into my room and put it in my underwear drawer? Oh, and open it up and just put them all in there. You can throw out the wrapper after. Oh, let me do it instead. I can do it for you. Do you even know which drawer is my underwear drawer? You've never even been in my room. Well, you can just tell me where it is, and then I can do it. Why? If I have to go to my room to show you where everything is, then I might as well just do it myself. It's fine. Matthew can do it. He's always done it and knows where everything is. It's just easier if I ask him to do it. Sweetie, give it to me. I'll do it for you, so hurry and give the stuff to me. Why are you yelling so loud like he's far away from you? I get really sensitive when I'm on my period, so you need to lower your tone, young lady. Please ask me to do these kinds of errands instead. Don't ask Matthew to do them anymore. Otherwise, please go and buy them yourself. Why? I've always asked my son to go and buy them for me. Why should I suddenly have to ask someone else to do it instead? Kristen, you're not understanding the situation. Honey, I really don't want to sleep here today. I want to go home. Well, tomorrow's my mom's birthday, and we still need to make her a cake. That's why we can't just go home and come back. It's easier if we stay over for the night and then go home in the afternoon. Do you really always buy pads for your mom? Like, was she not exaggerating when she said that? At all? Yeah, I always have. Why? Do you think that it's weird? Yes, I do. I think it's super weird that she has you going out to buy her pads. I wouldn't feel comfortable having any man buy my pads, even if he's my husband or family member. Why? My mom has been asking me to buy her pads for her since I was in middle school. Where do you buy them from? Did you use self-checkout? Huh? Well, I just went to the store down the street. I just went to a cashier like I usually do. What? You didn't use a self-checkout machine? Why not? My mom always told me not to because the machines are stealing people's jobs. And the cashier and people in line weren't giving you weird looks or anything? Did anyone say anything to you? You're asking the same things my mom asked me when I first started helping her buy them. What? She asked you this before too? What happened? Well, she also asked me before we got married too when I went to go pick them up for her. She would ask me if people were asking me who I was buying them for. Things like that. What? And she still kept asking you to run those errands even after asking you those types of questions? And if her period started at night and didn't have any pads left, she would ask me to run to the store to buy some too. Oh, wait. She did what? That's so weird. The way she treats you is super weird. What's weird about that? Ugh, I'm getting goosebumps from talking about all this. I can't believe that this is all perfectly normal to you. This whole situation is so strange and bizarre that my head is starting to hurt from thinking about it. What? Why is any of this making your head hurt? Is it that bad for a son to buy pads for his mom when she's on her period? It's not like my dad is alive for her to ask. No, let me collect my thoughts. There's just too much to unpack here. The thing I'm most shocked by is the fact that you can talk about all of this like it's the most normal thing in the world. The fact that you see absolutely nothing wrong. I'm telling you that none of this is normal. Well, what if you stopped talking about this and came over here? What are you doing? Don't act like you don't know what I'm trying to do. No, not now. Go away. Why not now? Because, just not now. Go back to your side of the bed. Don't be like this. Sweetie, wait. Wait! This is your mom's house. We're on the second floor and she's on the first floor. What about it? Your mom might not be asleep yet. She'll hear everything if we start now. You can't hear anything happening on the second floor from the first floor. Don't worry. I said no. I don't want to do this in your mom's house. If you're worried about noise, then we can do it on the floor so that we aren't making noise from the bed shaking. I don't know about this. I still feel like she'll still hear us. Good morning, ma'am. You're up pretty early today, aren't you? I can make breakfast for everyone. Let me get the bacon out from the fridge. Oh, let me do that. You don't have to worry about it. Get away from me! Excuse me? Is something wrong? Get away from me, you loose woman! What? Your legs must be so sore from what you did last night. Why don't you go and sit on the sofa? Take a break! You can stretch your legs while you're at it. Excuse me? You think that I don't know what you got up to last night? Did you think that I wouldn't hear anything since it was late at night? Or that because you were on a different floor, that it would be fine? Wait, Kristen? Why don't you get my name out of your mouth? Please! Why are you screaming as if I was the one who did anything wrong? No, that's not what I meant. Let me do the cooking today. Hi, Mom. Did you sleep well last night? Good morning, Matthew. Do you want some coffee? Yes, please. Can you put in some milk and sugar? There's something wrong with this image. Why are you sitting like that? What do you mean? Why are you sitting down like some sort of woman? Are you sick or something? Why are you putting them together like you're a woman? Mom, what's wrong with this? Why are you suddenly sitting differently from how you've always sat? Open your legs. What kind of man sits like that? Are you not a man anymore or something? No, that's not it. There's just been a lot of stuff being posted on social media these days. A lot of people don't like it when men sit with their legs spread in public places, like the bus or subway. So are you saying that a house is a bus? Is this suddenly a public place where people can just waltz on in? No, I'm not saying that. Open your legs. A man should not sit like that. Only women do. Sitting like that only decreases your stamina. What's worse is that you're already a weak child. You don't need to do anything that'll make you even weaker. What are you even trying to accomplish by sitting around like that? Do you want people to know that you're weak? Have some confidence and spread those legs like a true man. Show them that you're the alpha in charge. Ma'am, if I may just interrupt for a little bit. Why? What do you have to say about this? Isn't this just horrendous? I don't think that it's a bad thing for him to be sitting like that. I was the person who warned him about men getting yelled at in public for sitting with their legs spread. You were the one who told him to do this! Yes, and the reason that I asked him to sit like that when we're at home is to help him build this habit. It's really bad for him to be sitting with his legs spread wide open out in public. I don't want him to get yelled at for it. Prevention is the best cure, you know? So I decided that having him sit like that at home too will help him get used to sitting like that faster. Ew. Yes? Do you think that him sitting like that is natural? There's a reason why men usually sit like that. I think that him sitting like that looks better and more proper, actually. He is my son! That has been his habit his entire life! Yes, you are quite right in the fact that he is your son. And you think that it's your place to teach and lecture my son about habits he's had for his whole life? Do you think that you're his mother? Is sitting like that a habit? Even if it's a habit of his, that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be fixed. There are such things as bad habits. And bad habits are bad for a reason and need to be fixed. Ew! And I would also like to mention that he's my husband now before he's your son. I'm the person he has chosen to spend the rest of his life with, so I take more precedence in fixing his habits now than you do. He is also our future child's father. He and I have a greater responsibility now. It's my duty to point out and fix any bad habits so that our child doesn't pick them up. Your responsibility? Your duty? Yes, you can look up the definitions to both of those words online. You can find them rather quickly these days. And I came to the conclusion that sitting with your legs spread is bad manners because of the news and articles about the topic coming out recently. I am making sure that my child's father won't be manspreading any longer. You keep going on and on about some child that you claim to have and are raising. Where's the child? You obviously didn't bring them here. The child is in my stomach. I am 3 months pregnant. What? That can't be. Yes, I am indeed pregnant. I would rather you be congratulating us than giving us that kind of reaction to our news. Are you certain that you're pregnant? Yes. We even visited the gynecologist to make sure after I checked a pregnancy test. When was this child conceived? Excuse me? Did you not hear me? I asked when the two of you conceived the child. When is the date of conception? Kristen, I believe that I specifically told you to use protection and to not get pregnant. Did I not? Yes, you did. So you went against my orders and got yourself knocked up. Mom! What's with you? Why do we have to listen to you and continue to use protection? We're two consenting adults who want a child. You know just as well as I do about how much stress Matthew has from running his own clinic. He's already taking medicine he was prescribed from visiting a psychiatrist. Yes, and most people who run their own business also take medicine and mood stabilizers from a psychiatrist. Nothing good can come from making a baby when one of you is taking that kind of medication. There's a reason why I told you not to have a child. No, our OB/GYN told us that there would be no issue with him being on that medication. So, when did the two of you conceive the child? I want the specific date of conception and where. That is our private information that does not concern you at all. Well, I don't know about that. Think about his situation. He's running his own clinic, and now you're asking him to care for a family and all of the responsibilities that come with it. How do you plan on helping him relieve the added stress he'll have from having to take care of a child? He's 37 years old, and I am 34 years old. It's already quite late for us to be having a child. Many of my friends have already had children of their own, and it's better to have children when you're younger so that your body can recover faster. There's still time for you to get an abortion. It doesn't matter if you've already conceived the child. It's only been 3 months. There's still time to save my son. Mrs. Adler, how could you even possibly suggest such a thing? Well, that's the only solution when you've already confirmed your pregnancy. My son already has enough leeches sucking his soul out. He's tired enough and doesn't need the added burden. We aren't leeches that are just taking his money and riding off his success. I wish you would think of our child and I as family that give him purpose and strength to continue working. Well, of course the two of you'd be another purpose for him to work his butt off day and night, like a dog. You're more like a chain around his neck. If you're going to go through with this absurd pregnancy of yours, you better give birth to a boy. Actually, we've been hoping to have a daughter. Although, if we end up having a son, we would still love him the same. It doesn't matter if you want to have a daughter or not. If you want to continue your family's bloodline, then you need to have a son at some point. I would hope that you just have a son and don't try for another child. Emily, stop asking him to be a mommy bird and eat. There are 2 more pieces of fish, so hurry and finish your food. You can eat 2 of them at once and you can go back to playing.
It tastes really good, Grandma.
Of course it is. Stop eating from your dad's plate and eat what's on your plate. Your dad still needs to eat too. It's fine, Mom. It's better for her to be eating. I'm already grown up, and I can go grab something later if I'm still feeling hungry. She's still growing, so she should eat as much as she can. Look here. You're just growing thinner and thinner by the day, and you're letting your daughter eat your food. Meanwhile, both your wife and daughter just stay at home and get fatter from eating so much. Your daughter even eats her food and your food, and then she has snacks throughout the day. It's fine to teach her to not eat from your plate so that you can eat. It's fine that they're both gaining weight. Brittany looks better that way anyway. Women who are too skinny don't look right. I prefer a woman with more meat on her bones. She looks healthier that way. I don't see how you could say that about either of them. They're both turning into pigs. You could weigh them on a scale and take them to the butcher to sell them. Your wife should be more focused on losing the weight from being pregnant. You're too funny, Mom. It's fine. Also, speaking of your daughter, she doesn't really look like you. Well, obviously, she'd look more like her mom since she's a girl. Brittany's beautiful, so she'll grow up to be beautiful just like her mom. As if. People already look at me and tell me my face is shaped like a horse. Can you imagine how she'd feel if people told her that she looked like me? It'd be horrible. It's better that she looks more like Brittany. What? Why would they say such a thing to you? You look perfect. You're my son. You couldn't even say that it's because I'm a human that deserves some sort of decency? Oh, shut up already. You're making these jokes and saying these things about your appearance in front of the mother that birthed you. If you're going to go through all of that trouble to have a child, you should have at least had a son that looked like you. Imagine how nice it would have been to have a child that looks like you. Your wife should have gotten out of the way and let the child look like you. Every time that I look at that child, it feels like I'm looking at a bug leeching off of my son.
Daddy!
What is it, sweetie?
I want uppies!
You want to ride on my shoulders? Emily, are you crazy? If you ride your dad's shoulders, you're going to break his neck. Matthew, you better not do it. Think about your safety.
But Grandma, Daddy always gives me uppies at home. Dad, hurry! I want uppies!
Okay. Come over here. Emily?
Grandma's acting scary today.
Does it make sense for you to be this unruly? Why would you climb up and ride your dad's shoulders? It's bad for his neck and his back. He's not some spry, fit man. Get down here this instant. Get down now!
Grandma!
Mom, you can't be like that to a child. What do you think is going to happen if you pull her so roughly like that? She's just a child. What are you even talking about? Mom, do I need to remind you that she's my daughter? I would appreciate it if you didn't treat her like that on purpose. What did you just say? On purpose? Don't be silly. All I was doing was lightly pulling her to ask her to get down. I can't believe you would accuse your own mother of rough-handling her granddaughter. That wasn't just lightly pulling. It was practically physical abuse. She's still a really young kid. There's no need to grab her so roughly. Who was it that has never raised a child before? It's terrifying that you would forget that I'm the person who raised you, and therefore, I would know how to handle a child. Mom, I'm asking you to please not be rough with my precious girl. No hitting her or anything. I don't care what she does. We don't want to use corporal punishment with her. Emily, sweetie. Come over here for a second.
What is it, Grandma?
Why don't you go up to the second floor and jump down from the stairs?
I don't wanna.
But it'll help you lose weight. You should exercise. You're like an exact copy of your mom. The both of you are so fat, and I can't stand seeing either of you. If you want me to like looking at you, then you'll lose some weight.
No, I don't wanna. It's scary.
What's scary? You're already 6. There's nothing for you to be scared of.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Well, what are you going to do in the future if you keep getting fatter? You're not going to be able to live in the same house as your mommy and daddy if you keep getting fatter. You won't fit. That's why you need to lose weight.
I'm still gonna live with Mommy and Daddy.
That's why you should do jumping exercises on the stairs. You'll be nice and skinny, and you can keep living in the same house as Mommy and Daddy. If you jump down from the first step, I'll give you $1. If you jump down from the second step, I'll give you $3 and $5 if you jump from the third step.
Really? You will?
I will! Look here. I have a lot of dollar bills in my wallet, don't I? In fact, if you jump down from the third step 10 times, you'll make $50.
Wow! $50, Grandma? If I have $50, does that mean I can buy ice cream?
Of course you can.
Okay, I'll do it.
What a good girl you are. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. What a smart girl. You get to make money and lose weight all at the same time.
Look, Grandma. Watch me jump. Hey!
Wow, you're so good at this. You're so talented.
Okay, now I'll try it from the second step.
Wow, you're so good. You've earned $3 so far.
Okay, now from the third step.
Oh, look at how well you're jumping. So good.
Grandma, should I do it from the third step one more time?
Of course. The more you jump, the better. Just remember that you'll get $50 if you do it 10 more times.
Okay, watch. Grandma, I got hurt.
Oh, you're resembling that woman more and more. Both of you are so idiotic, it's unbelievable.
Grandma, it hurts so much.
Get up.
But, Grandma, it hurts.
You didn't even fall from that big of a height. It's all in your head. You don't even have any bruises or scratches anywhere, so stop lying.
But it hurts, Grandma. Right here. Kiss it to make the ouchie go away.
What kind of nonsense are you spouting? As if kisses just magically make pain go away. Who told you that lie?
Grandma!
Get up. Here's your $50.
If I have 5 $10 bills, how many pieces of candy can I buy?
As many as you can pay for. Here, take this. And remember to keep it a secret from Mommy, okay?
Okay. The thing that I was doing just now?
No, you didn't do anything, right? Nothing happened, right?
Yeah, I did it.
Let's try again. Did you do anything just now? Or not? If you did, then I can't give you your $50.
I didn't do anything.
Of course. You didn't get hurt either. Since you did so well with your jumping, Grandma will give you $50. Just remember, you can't tell anyone about any of this. Now tell me what I just said. Can you or can't you tell anyone about what you did?
I can't tell anyone. Right, Grandma?
Of course. And if you tell someone, is Santa Claus going to come and bring you presents on Christmas?
He won't. I won't tell anyone.
Of course. You're so good.
Mommy!
What is it, sweetie?
Let's go take the stairs today.
Why? The elevator is right there.
Because we have to work out.
Is that what they're having you do in preschool? Taking the stairs to work out? It's a little bit strange, but I guess that the preschool is trying to get kids into the habit of being active.
Nope. I didn't learn it in school.
Then did you see it on a TV show or something?
I don't know. Let's just go to the stairs to work out.
Okay, let's go. You're a little bit young to be worried about exercising, but I guess that I should be lucky that you already care about being active and fit. Oh, wait. What are you doing? Aren't we just going up and down the stairs?
1, 2, jump!
Emily, why are you jumping down the stairs? This doesn't look safe.
1, 2, jump!
Emily, stop that this instant! Jumping down the stairs like that is dangerous. You could get hurt.
Mommy, watch me! I'm going to jump down from the 4th step. If I do it, you'll give me more than $5, right?
What did you just say?
Okay, I'm gonna jump now.
No, stop there, young missy. You need to stop this instant or else you'll get hurt. Where did you even learn any of this from? I can't believe that you would just come up with this kind of behavior on your own.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Were you looking at weird videos on my phone?
No, I didn't. I didn't see it on your phone.
Then where on earth did you pick up this behavior from?
From Grandma.
Huh?
Grandma said that she would give me money for jumping from the stairs.
She did what? No, that's ridiculous. I can't believe that she's bribing you into potentially injuring yourself. Mom, Brittany and I have decided to move to the neighborhood near where I work. Why so suddenly? What's wrong? Brittany is uncomfortable living so close to you now. So why doesn't she just leave you and move far away by herself? Why does she have to make it your problem? Mom. What? Why were you being like that to Emily? What you did to her is absolutely inexcusable. What do you mean? Why are you asking me something so accusingly? You're really going to try and play innocent? What do you mean try and play innocent? What did I do? You know very well what you did. What? Did she break glass while she was sleeping or something? Did something happen to her? Then are you telling me that our sweet little Emily just started making up stories out of thin air? Well, it depends on what she said. What did she say? Well, I don't even really want to tell you anything anymore. We agreed to not tell you. Anyways, we already signed the contract for our new apartment. Well, where are you planning on moving to? What's the address of your new apartment? I won't be sharing that information with you. We decided that it's better if you don't know where we live. All you need to know is that we will be moving into our new apartment next Sunday. I honestly have no idea what the absolutely terrible thing that you're claiming that I supposedly did is. What did I do to deserve this type of treatment from the two of you? I don't understand why you're just throwing me away when I'm your mother. Don't think of it as us throwing you away or abandoning you. That's not what we're trying to do or want to do. All we want is some space away from you for a little while until things cool down. Recently, there have been a couple of incidents that involve you and Emily, and we don't want these things to be happening anymore. Why do you have to have time apart from me? I'm family. I'm your mother and your daughter's grandmother. Who's going to help you when you and Brittany have to work overtime? Emily needs her grandmother in her life. I can't believe that you're depriving your daughter a healthy and loving relationship with her grandmother. Living so close to you is making things hard on both me and Brittany. We both feel like this is the best choice for our situation. Currently, nothing good is coming from living so close to you. We believe that this is the best choice for our little Emily. Emily, Grandma is picking you up from preschool today. When we get home, your mom will come to pick you up. She's just a little bit busy at work right now.
Okay, Grandma.
Wow, you're dressed so pretty today. Your outfit is very cute.
Uh-huh. Mommy dressed me up so that I could look like Elsa from Frozen.
Is that so? Then are these clothes new?
Daddy bought them for me when we went shopping.
Emily, how about we go play in the garden today? It'll be lots of fun.
Okay, Grandma. Wasn't it snowing, though?
Oh, that's right. The garden is a mess because of all the snow that came recently. But it's okay. A lot of the snow has already melted, so you can see the dirt now. It's perfect now.
Are you sure it's okay to go out into the garden to play?
Of course it's okay. You're with Grandma, so of course everything will be okay, sweetie.
Okay, Grandma.
Why don't you try rolling around in the dirt?
Why?
Just because. Doesn't it look like fun?
No, I don't wanna.
You don't want to? What if I gave you $10 for every time that you roll around in the dirt?
Will you really, Grandma?
Of course. If you have $10, how many pieces of your favorite candy can you buy? Emily, think very carefully. If you roll around in the dirt 10 times, you'll make $100.
Really? Then I can buy a lot of starbursts, right?
Of course you'll be able to. So will you do as I asked you to?
I still don't know if I should.
Come on, try it out.
Okay.
The more that you ruin your clothes by rolling in the dirt, the more money that I'll give you. Got it?
Really? I'm gonna buy so many starbursts, Grandma. Here I
Go for it, sweetie.
go! Grandma, I rolled around a whole bunch. How much money are you gonna give me?
You made $20. If you roll around some more, I'll give you $30.
Okay, I'll roll around some more.
Oh, that's my sweetie. Look at how good you are. You're doing so well. Roll around some more. Come on, I know you can do it. Emily, you... Kristen! What do you think you're doing? When I went to the preschool to pick up my daughter, the staff there told me that she was already picked up by her grandmother. They said that her grandmother said that I gave her authorization to pick up my daughter if I'm later unavailable to pick her up myself. As soon as I heard them say that, I ran out the door because I had no idea why she was picking up my daughter. I did not ask her to do that, especially since Matthew and I were trying to limit contact with her. When I got to her house, guess what I saw? I saw her and my daughter playing outside in the middle of winter. My daughter was rolling around in the dirt that was wet from the melting snow. And there she was, my mother-in-law standing nearby laughing hysterically. She was enjoying watching my daughter ruin the new clothes that we had bought for her. She didn't even look human as she laughed maniacally. It was like looking at the face of a truly evil monster. I knew in that moment that there was no reasoning with her. Moving to a new house wouldn't stop her from doing what she wanted. I had goosebumps from looking at her. The sight of her maniacal laughter was terrifying. Even now, I still can't get the sound of that laughter out of my head. I immediately grabbed Emily and took her home. Her new clothes that we bought for her were all dirtied, but that wasn't of concern. I'm glad Emily was safe. The day that we had planned to move into our new apartment was right around the corner. I waited for my husband to come home so that I could tell him exactly what I witnessed his mother doing. He was furious upon hearing what happened. We canceled the contract with the apartment we originally planned to move to and signed a contract with a different apartment. I did not want to see that crazy woman ever again. She was teaching her to do bad things. We needed to protect our child from her. Even if it meant my husband wouldn't speak to or see his mother again, we needed to make sure that our little girl was being raised in a healthy environment. Now, my husband and I have completely cut off all contact with her. We do not talk to her anymore. That was the last straw. My husband grew up under her control and teaching. A lot of the things that he grew up with felt normal to him because that was the only thing that he knew. His father passed away due to illness when he was only 4 years old. He seemed like he was a nice man, but after he passed away, it seemed that Mrs. Adler had a hard time grieving his death. I wonder if she had an obsession with him as well, or if she was normal. I think that Mrs. Adler may have been coping with her grief over the loss of her husband by replacing him with Matthew. And so she couldn't stand that I was now an important person in her son's life. I was her daughter-in-law that had become her son's new priority. She was jealous of me and her granddaughter because her son loved us and couldn't spend all of his time focusing on only her anymore. In her eyes, we were standing in her way of receiving affection and attention from her son. We were people that she needed to destroy. Would things have turned out differently if Emily looked more like Matthew than me? Would she have gone through trying to make our lives miserable if Emily looked more like Matthew? Or if we had given birth to a son who looked like Matthew instead? We obviously can't control who Emily takes after more. It's completely random on which genetics she inherited more of. I just can't believe how focused she was on the fact that Emily physically looked more like me than Matthew. She kept mistreating her granddaughter by giving her money and making her do outrageous things, like jumping from the stairs and ruining her clothes. Throughout the years that Matthew and I have been married, she would have her moments where we didn't get along because of her obsession with him. And she eventually brought the problem to our daughter. Not only did she dislike my daughter, she planned to use her for her own purposes as soon as she was old enough to be used. She had no intent on putting Emily first and only keeping her jealousy between me and her. All she cared about was weaponizing Emily to use against me. The fact that she caused these problems to Emily infuriated Matthew even more than me. He was the one who chose to cut off all contact with her. I wasn't the one to bring up that option because I didn't want to force him to choose between us and her. We don't feel any amount of guilt for cutting off contact from her. Instead, we feel a lot safer now that we've removed ourselves from her. We now live quietly without any of the drama that she was causing in our lives. We moved to a neighborhood on the other side of the city from where she lives. Matthew also transferred himself to work in a clinic in a different city so that she can't try to visit him at work. Anyways, according to some of our mutual friends, it seems that she's changed her obsession to someone else. They told us that she's been meeting with an older man closer to her age almost every day. They don't know much about the man that she's been seeing or how they met, but they think that she looks happier. Well, I guess it's good for her since she's not obsessed with Matthew anymore. Her method of coping from her husband's death has probably taken a toll on her mental health. Hopefully, her meeting someone new will help her out.
You seem pretty down today. How about I cheer you up with a whip followed by some spanking? I know how much you love getting whipped and spanked. I'll make sure that your cute little bottom is all red and sore from our little session. Don't hold back any sounds if it hurts. Got it? You want to be a good girl, right? That's why you keep asking to meet with me and asking for me to discipline you.
Yes, Master. Thank you for disciplining me. I love you. I love when you treat me roughly. Thank you for choosing me as your toy. I was so happy when you agreed to be with me when I approached you at the bar that day. We hope you enjoyed the story. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like and subscribe to us. See you next time.